Everybody, we wasn't joking last time we had a show. We are back. We're back for real. So here we are at our second stab at it. This week, we're going to catch you up on everything we've been doing, everything we've been watching, and get all level with everybody. Stay tuned. Patrol time. All right, we're back, man. We are back as promised. No, we took a little lull right there, but you know, Tiff, we've been gone for a long time, and you know, a lot of people came back to listen to us, man.
That's nice. Thank you for everybody who came to listen.
Yeah, I was like, wow, look at that.
Look at these two dummies back on the mic.
Right. So we are back on the mic, and you know, we had a good time last time we were here, and yeah, we did take a break even from each other. It's been a bunch of stuff going, so you know, moving forward from here. This week, man, we do have some things to talk about, but we didn't do a consorted effort of things. You know, we thought it'd be a good time to talk about one thing that Tiff found that was crazy about what's the name of that movie, Megalopolis.
Megalopolis.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. We're just
it just was something that we came up talking about.
Yeah,
before the show happened.
Yeah, and we're just gonna catch up on some of the things that I know that people would probably like to hear us talk about. I believe things. No, let me put it this way: it's not like we have a billion adoring fans that we have to, you know. It's just some shit we want to talk about, stuff that we missed. You know, a whole bunch of like Wolverine. We never talked about that. I just saw it. I just saw a couple other movies like Twister and some Transformers 1 and things like that. So we're
probably like talking at the top. You want to say like we might say some spoilers for those things.
Yeah, it's always spoilers with us. So get out if you don't want to talk about that.
We'll just be like, before we start talking about it, but now we're going to talk about this.
Well, the thing about this show is, man, like for the longest, I mean, everything is like on streaming now. You're right. So
yeah,
most people, like super fans, have watched all of this mess, you know, and has, you know,
and it's not like we're going to be like, and at the end of this movie.
Yeah, and it's gone. Like it's like old potatoes for a lot of people, but it's new potatoes for us. So
yeah, it's the good potatoes that we've been enjoying right. Off the air. Private potatoes.
Right. Well, let's talk about this trailer. So
it's not a trailer, it's a clip from the movie.
Okay. So the name of the movie is Megalopolis, right?
It's hard to say. Megalopolis.
Did I say it wrong? Megalopolis?
No, you did say it right, but for me it's hard to say Megalopolis.
Okay, I was about to say I thought I knew.
You said it right.
So, you know, this was something that they spent a ton of marketing in.
Oh, and a lot of money. This is a very expensive movie.
Very expensive movie, but I remember seeing, you know, some other people talk about just how much money was poured into the marketing alone just to have like recognition. And then like it's a pet project for Francis Ford Coppola, right? Who hasn't done a movie in a long time, but has done the oldies but goldies. Speaking of oldies but goldies, I was one of those people who had never seen Godfather 1 and 2. And I went out of town and I saw Godfather 1 and 2. I watched it. It was so hard to watch. And I'm going to tell you why it was hard to watch.
Oh, no.
I went to this goofball hotel. I won't even name it. But like they thought they were clever. It was like, stream your phone, you know, with the internet for your apps. And so I had to like attach my phone every time I watched it, and it fell off over and over throughout the experience. And we're talking 2-3 hour movies, right? And I'm sitting there just like every like 20 minutes, it fell off again. I got to reconnect. It was so goddamn frustrating, but I you know, stood the test and I did it, Tiff, because the movies were good. The movies were good. And of course, you know, even with the test of time, even with, you know, and I'm older, so I'm like the pacing of those movies didn't bother me at all. They were masterpieces, both of them, you know, and so I could see why. And all these years, people have loved these Mario Puzo books that were turned into movies back in the 70s. Francis Ford Coppola. Have you ever seen them?
No.
Oh shit! Okay, so I'm the only. Okay, all right, yeah.
I know that's terrible.
No, that's how I always felt. But I would be like, "Hey, man, I've never seen that movie. You know, it's supposed to be movie aficionados, you know." And then you're like, "No, I didn't see it."
There's so many times people who watch a lot of movies and have good taste in movies will be like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And it's just like a movie that a lot of people have seen, or that people who like movies have seen. And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
and it's not because I don't want to. I just feel like there's so many movies to watch.
Well, yeah,
so I'm gonna watch them. I will watch them. It's just that like it's. You know, when on the timeline.
Okie dokie.
You didn't watch them until you're your age. I got some time.
Yeah, but when they came out in the theater, I wasn't allowed to see these movies. I was like 6 years old.
What? No.
Yeah, for real. It
I
was,
know you were.
yeah,
I know.
I wasn't allowed to watch this for years and years and years, you know. So,
Yeah, it's forbidden fruit. You finally got to taste the forbidden fruit.
yeah. So let's talk about Megalopolis, right? Because
Yeah, here we go.
total flop. They made no cash. It's already available on streaming. I saw.
Yeah. So
And
if you want to
so,
like watch this scene in real time,
yeah. So why are we watching this scene, Tiff? Or should we
But-
just watch it first?
you should watch it, you guys, because the acting is, then the delivery.
Tiff, she's been talking about this thing, and so Tiff can't stop laughing. I guess because
The delivery.
acting is so robotic, and I almost like Doctor Evil.
Yes.
She's so outraged, Tiff.
She's,
But she doesn't even.
She-
her face never changed.
the delivery of entitles me is so odd.
Yeah, and I get it, y'all. We watching this out of context of the film,
Yes.
but it is very robotic. You know, it looks like some early Keanu Reeves stuff. So wooden. So
Just so my friend sent me an article about this movie or a review, and it was so fucking funny that I had to look up the scene because they talked specifically about his line delivery of "Go back to the club,"
yeah,
which is outrageous.
well. I get well. It seems almost out of context with the scenery, right? I mean,
Right? It doesn't seem like it. Sort of. This seems like you wouldn't say that because it's so far in the future, or this doesn't really make sense anymore. It doesn't feel right with the vibe of the room. Also, whenever I see stuff like this, where like a person is like resplendent or like very powerful or important, and they have that table full of food,
yeah,
and there's always like 7,000 grapes,
yeah, for one person sitting there.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, grapes aren't that good.
Oh, I like grapes.
Ugh.
I like.
Okay. Second of all, I like grapes, but like I feel they go.
I'm
There's
not
always
eating
like
grapes.
one nasty grape.
I'm not eating grapes with my dinner though. I don't need to
Well,
grab.
I'm certainly not going to eat that many grapes. But like, and I feel like you've got them in the bowl. They're done.
Yeah.
You can't return those.
Oh, you
the
can put it
fridge.
back. You can,
You can't, but they're so finicky. They will turn into those gross eyeballs that were in haunted houses as a kid.
yeah, you don't
So
have
fast.
that much time with them, but yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. I get the table full of food for one or two people.
Right.
But that's
Well, no, it's
supposed to demonstrate how overindulgence they.
yes, they're very rich. They're I get the
We waste
the
more than
visual-
a village eats. You know.
right, and I get that.
Yeah.
It's just every time I see those things, I'm just like, grapes.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. Watching this clip does not make me want to watch this movie. And when I was seeing all the marketing for it, I was like, maybe I might want to watch this. But I think I'm so scorned with marketing nowadays days because it's so obvious now. You know, I think with our knowledge of, marketing, period, it's gotten to the point that marketing is so obvious now that nobody cares. And I think it's probably because of like influencers and it's become so pretentious, my brand and all this shit that I have to push my brand. We look at this stuff now. It's like marketing is not going to ever be hidden again for anybody. It's so obvious now, right?
Do you remember when, of course you remember, but in like the 90s and 2000s, you'd just stay up to a certain time and it would turn into infomercials. And they were like a whole fucking thing. There's like a whole story
like a juice
that goes
diesel.
on and on. And they would go for like
the hair guy,
the hair guy, that guy who did he was on what is that thing? He was like a big muscly blonde guy.
Yeah, with a big ponytail. Right. I know
yes.
about, yeah.
And he would talk to the ladies.
Yeah.
And just all that shit. And now everything is like a bite-sized version of those. And you remember them. They had like sad, didn't get off the couch vibes to them.
Yeah.
Now everything is a minute 30 to 60 second didn't get off the couch ad.
Yeah, even
like
for
everything you see on Instagram, it's just an ad.
Not just that, even for the big movies, it's the marketing is so obvious. You're like, you can almost sum up some of these movies very quickly with no, this is bullshit, and they just try to shut us down your throat, and make you watch it, right? But I tell you, one of these movies that had large marketing that I was curmudgeon on was Twisters.
Mm.
I did not want to watch that movie. Because I was not a big fan, but I was fond of the first Twisters. Bill Paxton was in that movie. So many good actors was in that old movie. I say old. It's so funny to say that.
I love Twister.
I know you do, we did it on the show. You can go back and you can check it out. But
Helen Hunt, Philip Seymour Hoffman,
the kid from Ferris Bueller's Day Off was in there.
Correct.
So I mean, so fond of it, and you look at it now, and a lot of the CGI looks pretty bad. The cows is probably the worst thing you're going to see in that whole thing. Meow, meow. But it was still, for the time, it was good. They had a ride at Universal Studios, for Twisters and stuff. Twister. So here was Twisters, and I didn't know what they were doing. I was like, are they just remaking it? Is it, the same thing? I enjoyed the hell out of it. I watched it on the plane. And
the plane will always get you. Like you had said that the movie, you're like, but if you're on the plane,
no, it was.
You watch it.
It was good for just even if I kind of was like, damn, I should have watched this at home. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't buy it on streaming and stuff. I was like, I ain't buying this. And now it's available everywhere. And it was good, man. And the main actor, who's in that, it was that cat that was in Top Gun. Look, I should have pulled up my
Glenn Powell.
God, I like that dude. That dude is so
he's so handsome.
I'll take off my drawers right now and throw it to him. He was good.
There was a Men's Health magazine with Glenn Powell on the front of it that my work was going to get rid of. And so
they had him sitting there with these tidy whities just looking crazy.
No, his buns are out.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Straight up cheeks.
Oh.
Right there in the Men's Health.
No man wants to have the cheeks out. What is that?
He was like, you too could have a butt like this if you buy Men's Health magazine.
Wow. So Daisy Edgar Jones was in
I love her.
I didn't know a thing about her. And when the movie first started, they were playing like wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, like Generation Zers. And, it worked. I mean, it didn't even get on my nerves, but that wasn't her flow throughout the movie. The rest of the movie, she was like I say Z, but she was probably really young millennials. Yeah. And then she was an older millennial because, millennials are 40 years old now, so that's something to think about. Right. Also, they had the cat from Transformers. Anthony Ramos was in it. It was not the same movie, Tiff. It wasn't the same movie. And it wasn't like.
Was it a sequel then? Like, was it like in the future? Oh, okay.
It did not have to. It had nothing to do with the Helen Hunt characters or any of those people. There were no, hey, here is so-and-so, unless
it was just another movie about storm chasers.
Exactly. And, the Glenn Hunt character, he was kind of a YouTuber. He was a YouTuber. And so that annoying.
Because is he like the bat, like the sort of villain?
No.
There's a villain.
So the Ramos is like playing the character from the old movie. What was the guy? He's got corporate sponsors,
Yeah, Carrie.
Wolves, right. Yeah,
I can't say his last name because I have always said it wrong my whole life, and I'm pretty sure it's different than the way I say it.
Yeah,
so I don't know
if I said it right, but so they were kind of like the bad guys,
Yeah,
first movie, and had to like see the light. I mean,
they were, and then in that first movie they get punished. I mean, he's just a cocky guy. Does he deserve to be
massacred? Right?
Massacred. And his little microphone friend.
Yeah.
He got it fucking worse than anyone in that whole movie. It's just a Tuesday for him.
Right. So it was kind of a bad. It was a bad group.
There was the competitive team.
So they kind of left the bad group and went. But even the Storm Wrangler, this guy was like just over the top showman YouTuber, and he was supposed to be a wrangler, a tornado wrangler. So. Look, if you don't got shit to do, I enjoyed it. I can't even.
If you don't have shit to do, watch it, which is a great endorsement for a movie.
Well, that's most movies now these days,
right? I mean, I'm not saying I also would say that. I think mostly because, there's so much available now that like you want to recommend something, you say it's good, and then because there's just this glut of available things that people would prefer.
Put it this way: I was very reluctant to watch the movie, but now that I watched the movie, and those who know me, look, I'll tell you, it's
Gonna buy
definitely
it.
worth the watch. You know,
Gonna watch it again.
go have a ball with it. It was a very fun ass movie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I watched
Wait until tornado season and then watch it.
it. Maybe not.
I do. We watch it. We watch Twister every year when it storms.
Well,
Really bad.
it was pretty good. And it had a lot of
I'll
heart.
put it on the list because I do. I wanted to watch it. I also have this problem. Let me talk about like the sort of Godfather. I know it's not the same thing, but like where I really want to watch a movie, so it kind of is in my brain. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to watch that,
Yeah.
and then I just keep kind of sort of forgetting about it,
That happens.
even though
that happens.
it's almost like my brain mentally checks it off because I wanted to see it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I wanted to see that. It's already gone.
Yeah. Well, I checked
Brain's
it out. I did dig it. So I know you saw Wolverine. And
Deadpool Wolverine. I loved it.
the world saw it. Look,
Yeah.
this is the first time I think in my life I waited so long to see a movie. And just because I'm just gonna be honest with you, it was all about my job being super duper busy and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And so I finally watched it.
Plus, speaking of the marketing for this film, holy fucking shit. You could not get away from those two. They
No.
were on every talk show. They were in commercials. And I was like, you're starting to make me not want to see it.
I
Because you're
felt
so fucking annoying.
and I felt that way too about it. Like I got to the point that I didn't care about it anymore because of the marketing. So maybe that should be the title of this.
The marketing.
The
Fucked
marketing.
up by marketing.
Yeah. And so, you know,
But you saw it. How did you feel about it?
it was 2 hours and how many ever minutes of just joy.
Yes, it's so good. It's the best Deadpool movie.
I love all three of them. I can't.
Yeah, and I mean, I like all of them, but this one is so good. Like, even if you didn't like the first two Deadpools or you didn't see them, you can skip them. Just watch this one. It's so good.
Yeah, my wife never seen any of them. She watched it with me and she loved it. And I had no idea there were so many nods to, it took me a minute to realize, oh, these are dead 20th Century Fox Marvel characters. That
They're put in the
Yeah.
whole thing is so very much like on the nose as far as that kind of comedy. Like it took like the fourth wall breaking to an even more intricate and kind of like it blended in well with the movie.
And then it had the nerve to have some heart because,
Oh yeah,
even, Deadpool being the annoying hero, mercenary with the mouth and stuff, you felt bad for him, man, because how mundane his life had become. And, he didn't get the girl and, all this other stuff. And it was like, damn, this is sad. You know what I'm saying? And then they got the worst Wolverine in every universe. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but it just works so well.
Yep.
He's got his X-Men 97
yeah.
suit on that everyone loves. I will say, there are two specific scenes in this movie that I'm going to embarrass myself. This is a place to embarrass yourself.
Oh, please go ahead.
I've rewatched those scenes specifically. I will just fast forward through the movie to watch them.
Yeah.
And one of them is the fight scene in the car.
When they just beat the shit out of each other.
So good. And I'll say that because in the beginning of the movie, we have a little fight between them.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
So like, I was like, oh, and it kind of ended sort of quickly. And I was like, that's it. That's all we're going to see of them fighting each other.
No.
But then when they're in the car, I nearly shit myself. It's probably the best fight scene I've seen in a movie.
Almost went too long, but it didn't.
But it knows its limits.
Yeah.
Plus, here's the thing. I'm honest. I could have watched that fight scene for 20 minutes. I mean, it's
was
so
bad.
good.
And it's so dumb. It's like
It's so dumb, but it works so well. And it's introducing like new mechanics to fight scenes that you're like, I never would have thought of a fight scene in a car.
And they just
You know what I
wanted, to hurt each other.
And they're both indestructible,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They can't be killed. So it's just a very petty fight. And it's very hilarious. And then the scene with all the Deadpools.
Yeah. I mean, well, not only that, I was really impressed by the cameos. Like Chris Evans really, like, I was so impressed with.
He really did.
And I forgot all about Johnny Storm like the rest of us, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh, 26
They were so excited. They thought it was going to be Captain America.
Yeah. Because
It was-
they were smart. That's because Cap died in the comic books back in the 2000s.
Mhm.
And his ghost was visiting like Thor once, and he had that straight up hoodie get up on. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, he's dead Cap. So why is he dead? I mean, they even threw Henry Cavill in this damn thing. And I was like, what?
I just that's the meeting all the Wolverines. It was just, it's so good. You don't even realize how long it is because it's just such a well paced. And I mean, you guys, it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
I would say if you're experiencing superhero fatigue, which a lot of people are, and I think that's more to do with the quality of the movies that have been coming out.
Total shit show. Right. Yeah.
I would recommend seeing this movie because
For sure.
you'll find the joy that you used to have
For sure.
when watching those movies in this film. It's just, and Hugh Jackman is so good in it. His straight man to the Deadpool kind of annoyingness really balances it out.
Well,
it's nice.
Tell you about somebody who I was impressed with. First of all, I was impressed with the Jennifer Garner, Wesley Snipes, that crew. But Channing Tatum, really.
Channing Tatum!
So impressed.
Give him a chance.
Please do. The accent, every goddamn thing. I was
Give
like,
him a fucking
wow. I was like,
chance.
no, I want to see a Gambit movie now. I swear to God, I want to see a Gambit movie now. He was so good. I don't know about the headrests from the comic books on there, but his accent, his dialect, his humor, he was good. I was like,
it was very funny, and like the whole like not being able to understand him.
Yeah.
And it's so good, and that character is one of my favorite characters
from X-Men. Yeah.
X-Men, generally superheroes. I wanted to see him and Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue.
They were romantic partners.
Yeah, no Rogue in this movie, right?
There's no Rogue. Well, I mean, like, if there was to be a Gambit movie, I wonder if Rogue would come, but we don't have a Rogue anymore.
I forgot all about Aaron Stanford being Pyro. I forgot about that character. I forgot about that actor. And I was like, wait a minute. Oh, he's supposed to be Pyro. I mean, and then, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really fully get the 20th Century Fox thing until the end, when they was like showing all the montage with the Green Day playing. I was like, 20th Century Fox. I was like, I got it, but then I was almost expecting to see Michael B. Jordan as one of the.
Yeah, that's the thing about this movie too, is that it gives you some stuff, and then you're like, you get hope. You're like, could I see this person?
Yeah.
Because it like really went all out with getting these people, and I wonder about. I know that the overlapping of ownership and things like that is confusing, but like, I feel like that was a complex thing to do.
Yeah, ballsy. I mean, just the fact that they said, look, let's get all these people. We're going to make these costumes that we know cost a bunch of money. Daphne King, they, had her come in and play Laura, as the character. And let me just skip around a little bit. When he was like playing with the Wolverine bones from the serious Logan movie, I was like, oh, God. I mean, it was hilarious. I never got tired of this character. I didn't get tired of this movie. It was so well done. And I know we're talking about it way after the fact, but well done, man. Well effing done,
It's probably like the people like us. Like, I mean, I saw it right when it came out.
Yeah, I remember. And I was like, I ain't see it yet.
But I know there's probably a lot of people who are like, why would I? Like, I told my boss, I was like, he watches a lot of the superhero movies and stuff. And just generally, that's kind of like his stuff. And he and his kids. So he was like, I was like, oh, have you seen the Deadpool Wolverine? He was like, I haven't seen any of them. And my son said it was bad. And I was like, oh my God, it's so good.
How old is his son?
He's a senior in high school.
I'm sorry, your son don't know what the hell he talking about. Won't listen.
I was surprised because it seemed like the kind of thing.
Don't listen to him.
Teenagers would like. I mean, here's the thing. I would have liked it as a teenager.
Well, see, I got a buddy teenager who's in the 12th grade, and he loves this shit, man. I mean, loves it, so the hell.
I think, just depending on, and that he liked the other two, and I was like, if you like the other two, how do you not like this one?
No, the hell with that kid. So it was good.
Fuck that kid.
So just switching from here real quick. I don't know if you've seen this movie or not. The last thing I just saw recently on streaming, I think I bought it though. I keep messing up.
You do. It's one of your major pitfalls.
It's drinking and
and then be like, yeah, I want to watch it.
Oh, this is on. Press the button. Transformers 1, so goddamn good.
I haven't seen that.
I know you haven't seen it, but it's not. It's animated. Yeah, it's totally animated. Had Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. Scarlett Johansson, these voice actors, Brian Terry Henry, I think he's a comedian. Effing good, man. It's Megatron and Optimus Prime before they became heroes, when they were best friends.
Oh my God.
No, they were best friends, and it's so good.
I'm happy for you. It just sounds, from an outsider's perspective, it sounds like really silly. Do you know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
no, no. It was actually really good.
Oh, I
This,
don't doubt it. You know you're good and you're bad Transformers.
yeah, man.
What is what's one of the things that you would say is a bad Transformers property?
Like the Transformers First Night.
Like the one with like shy. Oh, that one is bad.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
We
but
both
I
agreed
still
that was
liked
bad.
it because it's
You
big.
were like,
robots.
that's still good.
No, but it was.
It's
No,
all
it's
right.
bad. It's bad.
It's on the lower end.
Yeah, both of those movies with Marky Mark in it are both terrible. Terrible movies.
And then like, I mean, but then there's even ones that I like. The
Bumblebee
Beast
is like-
Wars one or whatever it was called. What's that? Return
Yeah.
Rise of the Beast.
Yeah, that one was good. Super
That
good.
one's really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good like
Bumblebee,
action film.
super
Bumblebee.
good.
And
Yeah.
I liked the Beast one more than Bumblebee.
Oh, I like Bumblebee more. I did.
I get it.
But
Did you
Transformers,
say I get it too?
Transformers 1 to me it's on that level, but it is like it's like a family movie. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's a movie still.
It's
I
a
thought it was
movie.
it was series.
No. It's a movie. No,
Oh, okay.
No, it's pretty good. God damn it!
Okay,
I'm
sure.
Wow, this is pretty goddamn. I mean, like they couldn't even transform. Like it was an old TV episode when his name was Orion Pax, and they were just like nothing robots. They weren't warriors. So it's actually the beginning of the Cybertronian War, and I just thought it was so good. It's so delightful. I really liked it, man. If you like Transformers at all, yeah, this would be good for you. I mean, because the buddy cop with Megatron and Optimus Prime was top notch, man. I mean, like he didn't turn until like toward the end, you know what I'm saying? But they were like such good friends that I was like, yeah, this really is good, and
Thumbs
so
up.
yeah, so yeah, if I mean,
The marketing for that one probably pretty bad because
well, they was
I didn't hear
marketing,
nothing about it.
they were marketing toward families and not,
Sure, and I'm not a family.
right? I mean, they weren't like it wasn't coming on like, do this gritty movie,
It wasn't coming. It wasn't playing in the previews when I went to see The Substance.
or Deadpool or Wolverine or any of that. Because it is
I've been
a family movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
sure. I mean, and I understand family movies. There's family movies I really love.
But it's good. It's not like
Sure.
cheesy.
You're not like, it's good
just
for
for
that.
kids.
You're like, it's just plain good.
No, it was good. Yeah. I enjoyed the shit out of it. So yeah, if you like Transformers, see this. Yeah, I mean, and it's been out for a while, man. It came out a while ago. Like everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
On this show today.
I've been watching Uzumaki, which is an anime.
Okay.
That's
No surprise there.
I haven't watched anime in
That it's an anime.
years.
Really?
Years, yeah.
Wow.
And this is based on a comic book by Junji Ito, which is a very famous
Okay.
horror comic in Japan, and it's about a town that's
Wait a
like
minute. Is it on Netflix and it got these big eyeballs with this lady's head blown? Like
it is that, but
Is
it's
that
not on
it?
Netflix. It's on HBO.
Oh, okay. I've seen that picture.
You have
I'm
seen
like-
it.
Every time I
Yep.
see it, I'm like, God damn, I don't want to see this picture.
Yeah. And it's really cool. I mean, it's not for everyone because it is bizarre. But it's really innovative with its like black, it stays black and white,
Yeah, I saw it was
right?
black and
There's
white.
no color.
I was wondering if it was black and white when I saw
Yeah.
the thing,
And it makes it's like art. I mean, it is art,
Yeah.
but like, it's just this amazing thing to see. Like it's kind of upsetting to some people, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
So take caution. But if you're at all curious to see something that's like beautiful,
Yeah.
that has horror elements, definitely check it out if you have HBO.
Interesting. Yeah, I
Like
saw
I feel
that.
confident recommending it to anyone who isn't squeamish.
Okay.
And it's not even that, I don't think it's that bad, but it's hard for me to tell because I watch a lot of gross and weird things.
Yeah, I don't I had no interest in seeing this because,
You should watch it because I really want to know what you think about it. You like come back to me after watching the first episode.
the hell
and be
you
like,
picked me like that?
I hate you. I hate this and I hate
Hear
you.
you. I saw it and I was like, I wonder if my kids end up watching something like this. Because they
Maybe.
watch-
Do your one of your daughters likes
Both of
horror,
them
don't
do.
she?
Both.
Oh, well then they probably would like it.
Well, no, one of them likes horror, one of them doesn't, but they both
Okay.
watch anime. Oh, I know something else I saw. This
Oh yeah, tell me.
Alien Romulus.
Oh, okay. How was that?
Okay, let me just say this. Alien Romulus, so well done, so beautiful, so alien, so hit it right on the nose with how it should be, in an alien movie. Stuck on a ship, people, getting taken out. Alien Romulus completely fails, in my opinion, because of the age of the actors that populates it. It's like Scooby Doo. I mean, some of them are literally kids, and it's just like so. Okay, so they're on this outpost, so they're supposed to be like, like if families were in like, mining stations and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
so like these are older teenagers, tweens that embark on this thing. They find this ship with aliens on it and stuff, and I just don't care about any of one good actor in this thing. It's a guy that played Andy. His name is David Jefferson. He was, how there's Bishop the robot.
Mhm.
He's like a decommissioned Bishop the robot, and so he's like special needs because he's just not functioning right.
Oh, he's not functioning.
In the
Okay.
beginning, but then like he ends up meeting Ash. Do you remember Ash from the first Aliens? And he gets some of like one of his directors, and he becomes like super cold and super like king. He's phenomenal as an actor.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm not telling you not to watch it, but I'm telling you the actors totally ruined it. It was like school.
It wasn't a believable age for these things to be happening. Is
It
that what you're
really
thinking?
wasn't.
Like if it happened and they were all toddlers, the alien would just kill them.
Well, that's not what exactly happened with all these bastards, But the problem with it is that you didn't even care about these annoying, pretentious ass kids through the whole thing. It was just like, hurry up and get her and get him too. I don't have to watch them no more on this thing.
I have had movies where I was like, can't you all just die already? I want this to be over.
That's how I felt. I was like, please kill all of these people. Nobody was like, I didn't care about anything but Andy, the robot. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't care about anything but that fucking robot.
Right. The rest of them, I just wanted to die. I will say Ian Holm was in it, who played Rook, who was, the Ash robot, But other than that, and I don't have anything against young actors, but just it was like, come on, man. And none of them you really cared about, it was just like, get rid of them. So despite the fact that the movie looked great and it felt really aliens, so that was good. I wasn't scared at all, but it's just like, hurry up and kill her and kill him too. Now get him, because it was just like,
get them all.
Like, get them out of here because they're not interesting. They're not interesting. I mean, and then like you had one kid who was like this over the top bully that was so it's like, man, nobody's this much of a bully. Jesus, dude,
like you would definitely be fired.
Right. I mean, it was
you're out of the company because you can't respect HR protocol.
Well, it wasn't even like a company. You know what I'm saying? It was like
they're in a you said it was like a colony,
like a colony that right, and you can't get
a mining colony,
like indentured servitude. So it was like what?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It couldn't be enough money to get out, and then when
missed that part.
Well, when it started, the one girl had worked long enough to get out, and it was like, no, we're extending another 23 years. Right, and it was just like, what the hell is this? So it had a lot of elements. I just think that the director screwed up. The casting director screwed up. They messed up by doing the Scooby Doo thing. Like, no, I'm telling you. Okay, when you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, it was like.
I'm gonna text you and be like, you're right. It's Scooby Doo.
And it's just Scooby Doo this shit, and it's just like, okay, I'm really messing with these characters, I literally. Like,
I'm gonna go watch Transformers.
Get them, get that one, and get that one. So. So I felt just, and it wasn't like, like, oh, the alien's going to get him. Oh my God. But I will say this, they did one of them transformation aliens at the end, and it was so dumb. It was just as bad as that one alien where it was like half human and oh my God, they pulled that shit again. It was such a waste.
So good.
It was so bad. It totally fell apart and turned to dog shit at that point. So yeah, good luck.
I'm gonna watch it, but yeah, it could be horrible. No, thank you. I never thought there would be a day in my life where I would want to watch a Transformers movie more than an alien.
Not Transformers. We're talking about aliens.
I know. I'm saying I can't believe that there's yeah. And I'd be like, maybe I'd watch that one first.
Hey, speaking of movies that I had never seen and watched, did you have? During Halloween, I just watched Cabin in the Woods for the first time.
How'd you feel about that?
I fucking loved it. I enjoyed that.
I figure you probably would like that movie.
And it was scary. It was like,
and what's more, it was very scary.
it was scary. I was like, shit, these damn things are real, you know. And it was
Which is really weird because it's sort of a funny movie. Like it's got comedy elements in it.
what was funny. I didn't see that.
Oh, I thought there was comedy elements in it, but I mean, it's been a long time since I've watched
No,
it.
I
But
didn't.
then when they're going down into the thing, and you're like, no,
Yeah. Well, when it went to the thing, I was like, I knew it was gonna be sci-fi. I mean, because of the grid.
that's probably why I feel like that because they're in like there's like the people who are like behind this, they're like control
Yeah,
and
so
release.
I wanted to, see, I'm like, well, how was this shit happening? Because them zombies was real zombies, and you was like, well,
Mhm.
and then you saw, that they had all these creatures, and then at the end, they just like, fuck it, everybody's gonna die, like we're fine with it, let the creatures come up, and that was the end of the movie. So that kind of sucked. It was like,
Montego doesn't like an unhappy ending.
well, it's like it was an unfinished ending. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You wanted to know, you just wanted to see everyone die.
if that's the case, right?
Cool. I like that. I like that
If it's the
desire.
case, if it's the case, you don't know if
If you're telling me this is happening, just show me.
right. I mean, so. But when all the creatures was like swarming all the people and stuff, it was just like, damn, this is bad. It was like, where y'all gonna go?
I remember,
Let me ask you a
like,
question, Chris.
yeah.
Tiff, before
Mhm.
we move on, would you would have shot the dude or not?
Yeah, I probably would have.
I would have too. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is bigger than us.
Yeah, I ain't fucking around.
Yeah. He would have been toast, despite how hard he worked. I would have been like, damn, this sucks. Ah.
And then like there's the one with like the Japanese ghosts.
Yeah.
That for some reason was so freaky to me. I was like, no.
The little girls defeated their ghost. They like, oh. So I enjoyed it. So I know we.
Yeah,
talking about horror.
it's a fun movie to watch for horror.
Yeah,
for October.
But your boy, the head, was responsible for that. Josh Whedon.
I know. I'm aware. I know. I hate him.
Right. I was.
But
Like,
I admitted that he'd made good stuff.
I was like, oh, this is the head. When it
Monsters are real.
Yeah.
I'm annoying and a bad person.
So Tiff, if you were wondering what I've been up to, this was all within the last like couple of weeks here. Like,
all right, yeah, you were really because you had some travel too, so you just had some time to like
I did some travel, and I was just like, I was stuck in I went to Denver, and it was like a blizzard, and I was in this hotel, and I was just like, I'm staying here. You know what I'm saying? And
if I fuck you, fuck
right,
you, fuck
right.
you.
So
I will reattach my phone to this TV 25 times if I have to.
Well, right, and that's what was going on. It was just like, well, I'm not going to get an Uber, to go in a blizzard to go eat a steak by myself, So no, thank you.
So
yeah,
I've just been playing I watched a lot of movies in October.
Yeah,
that like I hadn't seen before.
Yeah. Anything good?
Yeah, I really liked. I've talked a lot about The Substance, which is a body horror movie, and I really liked that.
Yeah,
and I liked Oddity, which I'd also mentioned, but I also watched Cuckoo.
Never heard of it.
And it's a horror movie set in. It's like one of those Norwegian countries.
Got you.
But it's got America. It's got that guy. You know him. You would know him. He was the guy from Godzilla versus Kong. He was the dentist.
Oh yeah.
Dan Stevens, I think is his name. He's in it.
Okay.
And
did you
Hunter Schafer? What?
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Oh,
it's very, very strange.
Okay.
It's just like one of those movies you have to go like, okay. It doesn't explain the logic of its movie because it doesn't care.
Yeah.
This is what's happening in the movie. And I like that. I like that there's stuff that's like unknown.
Yeah.
I don't have to understand the backstory of everything. This is where we're at when we're telling the story.
Yeah. I get you. It makes
so I really liked it. I would totally recommend watching those if you're a horror fan.
So if you guys saw Smile 2, we actually saw Smile 2, and we went on So Wizard podcast and we gave our opinion on that. So shout out to our So Wizard buddies who graciously brought us on for our first broadcast in like a damn near 7 months. That was actually our first wasn't our first get together because we've
talked about there's so many shows that we haven't released that we have.
Right. It's just life got in the way. And I just didn't get to it, but we did do Smile. So if you want to hear our opinion on that, go check those guys out. And it came out probably about maybe a month ago now.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but it's still I liked it.
Yeah, it's a good show.
But hear me talk more about it on So Wizard.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna cough. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna mute myself.
oh,
It's bad.
that's all good. So while you're coughing, I'll just tell people that we are back. I don't know. We haven't really touched our social media in a long time,
Woof.
and
Yeah.
maybe I don't know if I even want to do that. I'm thinking about just getting the hell off of X 100%.
Oh, it's not worth anyone's time
No,
unless you're like
it's-
there to
Yeah,
really be with other people who are there.
yeah. So check us out on TikTok and check us out on Instagram. Yeah, because that's
I had to delete my X because I got a notification that someone had logged into it.
yeah. Well,
Because I hadn't been on it for so long that
Yeah.
I was like,
I think I'm
no.
gonna
So
delete
then
mine
I
just because.
changed my password and then just deleted the account.
Yeah, they just had a thing come out on X saying that we now have rights to everything you got. Like, you own nothing no more, and so all these on November 15th too, it went into effect. So all these influencers are freaking out because basically they're saying all your content is now their content and they can do anything they want to do with it. And it's just like, fuck that guy, he's the worst. And so just, I should have been turned. I mean, only kept it.
Yeah, I mean, like I saw as soon as he came on, I should have just been like, you can get fucked.
Yeah.
Because he's just the most worthless. Well, not the most worthless, but a pretty fucking worthless human being.
Well, he's just a piece of shit. And so
yeah,
that just
and he looks funny, which is mean to say, but I think we can say it because he's such a garbage person.
right. And I don't.
He releases like edited pictures of himself.
Yeah. I have no use for it. I only kept it because of the connection, but everybody I deal with it, I can get to.
You can find him somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's what I think because it's such a bad platform.
Yeah, I think I'll
and to say that and to bald face say that to people who are using your platform, which you bought and ran into the ground, is insane.
Yeah.